Hey, good morning. Happy Friday. Thank you so much for joining me. This is Angela with Wild Violets Art, and I've got another kit for you just with Father's Day just a few weeks away. Ah, crud. I'm getting an echo. Let's try it now. I think the echo's gone. Nope. Sometimes my earbuds don't want to work, and I just have to try it again. There we go. I think that solved it. Okay, I'm back. So today I'm going to be working with a kit, a new one that just came out this month called Cityscapes. And with Father's Day just a couple weeks away, I think it's a great kit that you could add Father's Day to because it's got a great greeting. There's not any stamped greetings in this, which is convenient. There's some really great greetings that are already printed. And there are just a couple of stamps that add to the cityscape look. And so we're going to play with that a little bit with the cards, but I'm also going to create a scrapbook page for my son. So I think that it's got some great elements that make for a scrapbook layout. And I love the kits. I love what they're doing because I am finally getting my scrapbooking done. To have a page done every week is monumental to me because I used to scrapbook quite a bit. And over the years, you just kind of tuck things away. Oh, I intend to, and it gets away from you. You just get years and years and years of stuff that you're hoarding and you're not doing anything with. And then stuff gets lost. And then when you try to do the scrapbook page, you can't find it. Anyway, this is still stuff from when he was younger, when he was a teenager, but I'm so excited I'm getting it done. Okay, let's get started. All right, so this is all-inclusive kit, Stampin' Up. So they include everything you need except for scissors. And so this is the stamp that comes with it. So this looks like, I think from where it's going to be stamped, it's going to be kind of like windows for a building. And then, of course, you've got all these big, tall buildings in the background. And then I already got into it because I needed to figure out my scrapbook layout. You get a pebbled path, stamp pad, and of course you get your embellishments, which I think they're really cool because they look like they're pewter, and your dimensionals, and of course a block. So you'll need that for the stamps. And it looks like they've given us tear and tape, and this will be 8 cards and 8 envelopes. So as you can see from this, there are 2 different kinds of envelopes and 2 different kinds of cards. And you can see that the cards that we're going to make are going to be really nice. Just a real masculine, great masculine set. So this time of year, because I'm more into the hearts and flowers kind of girl, I just don't buy those kinds of sets. So I think that when we get them from Paper Pumpkin, or I'm able to buy them from Stampin' Up, it's just all inclusive. It gets me, 6 to 8 cards. It's only going to be 6 this time because I'm going to use 2 of them for my scrapbook page. But again, it just makes for an easy way for me to do what I need to do. And, and then I've actually gotten all the guys in my life taken care of. Okay, so I only have 6 of these left because I have taken some of them and utilized them elsewhere. Let's take the tear and tape out. And then here are the 2 cards. So this is, the colors are boho blue, basic beige, and then I think we've got some pebbled path, but I also think we've got some smoky slate in here, and then a little bit of the clay, copper clay, for some of these cityscapes here. And then, and I think that's it. So maybe a little bit of black. And then Misty Moonlight. So these are cool because they're corrugated. So for the cards, we're going to need one of these for this one, and one of these for this one. And then, as you can see, all the sentiments are pre-printed, and you've got Thinking of You Today, and I believe that one goes with this one. So I don't have to stamp any sentiments, but it's also in French, Dutch, and German, and I'm not even going to guess which is which. So I'm assuming this is German, but could be otherwise. The thing about, if you're not interested in this sentiment exactly, don't forget you can turn it over and you can use the other side. So just keep that in mind. I think that's a great way to use up the part of it. Okay. So I've already taken some of these out. So we're going to need this for this one. And then we're going to need, actually, I'm going to leave this in here because we have to stamp this. So, again, you've got sentiments. So the happy birthday goes over here. And again, what did I do with the Thinking of You? Happy birthday goes to this one, actually. Okay. So again, you can go to the other side. You've got these perfectly round circles. You don't have to have a punch, and you can stamp whatever you want on there. Hey, Linda. So it's really easy to use those for something else. Okay, let's do this card first. And I'm going to put this over here. All right, so this, even this, I'm going to need to stamp. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. So actually, I need to turn that around. So I'm going to use my own stamp pad. So just as a reminder, the boho blue and the smoky slate and the copper clay, those are the in colors that expire this next year. So I'm going to, so it's just supposed to look like city lights on a building, I think. There we go. Let me get my chamois. Okay. And then for this card, oh, I've got this mixed up. This goes here. There we go. Okay, so then let's put some dimensionals on the back of this. Get this out of the way so I don't make a mess. And I think I should be using the little dimensionals that they provided, so I can get little dimensionals around the ridge of this. So these are like little hexagons, and if you just kind of make sure that their edges are straight on this bend, I think you'll be fine. Good morning, Linda. Probably putting more than I need, but I don't want it to collapse when I try to mount things over it. Okay, so this just goes in the center of this card. And then this gets tear and tape on the back of it. I may look a little bit like a drowned rat this morning because of the rain that started kind of vigorously about halfway through. And that's okay. It cooled me off because I get really overheated walking my little dog because I'm trying to keep my heart rate up as much as I can. Okay, so that looks good. And then we just, oops, a little more tear and tape on the back of the happy birthday. So there we go, one more guy happy birthday card done. Now, like I said, you don't have to have happy birthday. You can turn it over and make it Father's Day or get well soon or whatever you need it to say. And some embellishments. These have almost like a smoky or a almost a copper or pewter. It's got kind of a warm cast to it, so very cool. One card done. Very little stamping. I've got a great envelope here for it as well. Actually, I think I'd like to add the cityscape to this envelope. I think that would be a really great element as well. That look great. Or even over here. Well, that's where the address needs to go. So let's put this one away. Okay. You can tell that my stamp is not completely, there we go. I like how that turned out. I like that. All right. And I just love the artwork of this. This is just so cool. And it looks like they just used brush strokes to make it look like buildings and did a great job. It's really a beautiful card. For a guy, anyway. Okay, so there's one done. All right, so here's the next one. So I'm supposed to stamp over the top of this one. And it looks like it lines up perfectly with the image. So now the great thing about this sentiment where it says, thinking of you today, you could put Happy Father's Day on the inside. And I think it just adds a really great look to it. Okay, I can tell it's doing that thing again. Right in the middle. There we go. All right. I think I need to get this. So this foam pad, I think, will help when I try to stamp again. So I'll need to remember that. Okay. So let's grab the other card. And it looks like, oh, that looks really cool. Like a water line. So let's put, okay, interesting. So the first thing I need to do is put this in with tear and tape. And then I'm kind of putting it over towards the right. That looks straight. Looks, I think, straight to me. Okay. And then I need tear and tape on the bottom of this. And then some dimensionals up here in the building. All right. And then I think right there looks good. And then dimensionals on the back of our sentiment. All right, now some embellishments, and we'll be done. What a great card. And then it's got a really nice neutral envelope that goes with it. Should we put another cityscape on the front of that? I think that'd be cool. Oops. Almost forgot. All right, let's try this again. Yeah, here we go. Now all of it's showing up just fine. Okay, great. All right, so let's put the cards away. Card making. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my scrapbook page out. All right, so I'm using a piece of designer series paper from, let me take a look at it. Here it is. I was playing with this last night. Fresh as a daisy. And I never got a chance to use this other than I did use this for the framed art kit. And I just think it had such a great background for like a masculine page. And I think it's got, you know, some of the same brush strokes. So I haven't laid anything down yet, but I think this is the layout I'm going to use. So you recognize this from the cards, and then the backs of the cards are behind the picture. So let me just add some tear and tape for that. I don't put a lot of tape behind my pictures just because it's going to be in a pocket anyway when I'm done, and it needs to be in a book. So these were 4x6 pictures that I got from Costco years ago, and I cut them down to 3 3/4 by 5, and then I added some black cardstock behind it just to kind of give it a nice frame. And so that would have been at, hey Arlene, nice to see you. That would have been at, let's see, 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. So that's how I went about doing that. So you recognize the back of this card here, and I'm using it for my layer for my photos, and using the black as well. So okay, so this one I think I'm alternating the colors and where they're overlapping. And I put this here because this was the little cutout from here, but I think it looks like a moon against a skyscape. Don't you think? I was like, I'm going to have to use that. So there's a couple things I need to do. So I need to stamp the cityscape on here, on this. Okay, so that turned out like I wanted it. And then for this one, I need to, I'll go ahead and just use the other piece. Try to keep it straight this time. I got a little wonky last time. Should I use a little bit of protection? Let me get ink all over my foam pad. And then you've got kind of like what looks like city windows on it. I think that looks great. Okay. And then I want to use, so I'm not sure exactly where this needs to go, but I don't want it to be left for after. So I'm thinking that it needs to go about right here. And because there's going to be a bit of it that's covered up, let's see how it works. So this is going to go about right there. This about right there. I think that's how I had it planned. And I think it just looks like a moon. I think it's so great. Okay. I'm really happy with that. Okay. So again, I don't want obviously Dutch on the back of my, or on my sentiment, but I'm using the backs. Add a sentiment that I have from Unbound Hope. And I think it's, you've got this. And let's just put that aside. Because my guy is a dreamer and I don't want to. I'm running out of blocks because I continue to get ready for classes. All right. So I think that would look good there or thereabouts. And then for this little round one that I told you, you remember I'm just using the back of it for my sentiment. So for that sentiment, I'm going to use Best of Luck because my guy wants to be a filmmaker and I think he can do it. He just has to keep working at it. and trying. So again, I'm just using elements of the kit, and then we've got this cityscape that I think I'll put here, and then I have this is part of the ephemera pack, and I had one more, so I'll probably find it when I undig everything. Okay, so I'm thinking I'm gonna just add maybe, oh, here it is, and I got stuff all over it. Maybe that's not so bad. So let's just add a little bit here and there. And then add a little bit of this here and there. Okay. All right, now I can start adding tear and tape. So I don't know how archival our glue is. So what I'm going to do is, oops. So I'm going to just put this down here with, I don't know, like a 1/4 of an inch or an, yeah, from the edge. And then don't want to block very much of the pictures. And yet, there we go. I think that looks good. Let's see if I can remember from the time I pick it up till I put it back down again. Okay, so I'm thinking that I want this about right there. And I forgot, I need to put this one down first. Okay. Actually, you may not like me covering up his camera, but yeah, I definitely think it needs to go under here. I think looks straight. Okay, so now for the fun part, the little moon. I mean, you just never know what these kits are going to bring from them. And I just thought, you know, that looks too much like a moon with a little cityscape in front of it. So, really cool. Okay, so I I think that can go there. I try not to put too much adhesive on the photos in case somebody in the future needs to take something apart. But so let's see if I can remember how this goes and where I don't want to put dimensionals. All right. And then I think I need the dimensional on one side and a little tear and tape on the other. And I think I want to snip one end. So if you want to make a flag and you don't have a punch to do that, just cut a little line in the middle. And there's your flag. So let's just and then my sentiment is here somewhere. What did I do with it? Oh, here it is. So we've got the Dutch on the other side and a little bit of tear and tape for this. All right, so there was another one in here that I thought would be great. I just had these extra little ephemera pieces. Don't really necessarily think he needs polka dots. But there's a sentiment here that says, hope is believing in a brighter tomorrow, or faith is sure of what we cannot see. There's one that says never gives up. And I think I'd like to use the hope. Whoops, I forgot about the other sentiment that I wanted to use. So I think that looks like a good place for it. So I should probably do that first. So again, I'm not putting my dimensionals over the top of the photo because I really, and then I'll put a little bit of tear and tape on the back of this. Let's figure out which way the sentiment goes. All right, so I think faith sounds like a better word. And then never gives up. This is the unbounded love, which I absolutely love these sentiments. So, all right, I think I've cleaned this up. This was the best of luck, and so I can put that down. You have to be able to read backwards in order to see this stuff. So, okay, let's clean off this a little bit. And put the faith. And then never gives up. And I don't know that those two go together necessarily, but for him, he's going to have to never give up. Otherwise, his dreams won't be accomplished. So just using sentiments that I think go well with what he's trying to achieve. And yeah, I like that. I don't really think he needs polka dots, so that's why I'm tucking that under. And like I said, this comes from the ephemera. I think it's labels and everything. And this one can be popped up on dimensionals. Got a little ink on it, but it actually makes it look distressed, so that's cool. Okay, so the last thing I'm doing is, I think I'm going to put this journaling bit down here, but I need to make sure I have enough room for two things. So I am using the stamp set called Classic Letters, and they're way bigger than they look on there. So you can see how big the letters are. Okay. And what I did is I took this envelope and I laid out the letters, and then I brought a block so that I could place it. And these are the envelopes. So this is one of the envelopes, and this is the other envelope. So I'm not sure where I want these sentiments to go. And so I think there may be some overlap here. So I think I may want the blue one to be dream, because I want dream up there and maybe big down there. I don't know. So these are going to be cut down by quite a bit, but so let's get I know I have that foam piece here. I want to make sure that the sentiment has plenty of, okay, I think that looks good. Plenty of ink. Perfect. All right, so that's dream. And then we'll use big. Again, I just laid the letters out on the envelope. And then I can cut them out in one big strip. Okay. Should have had the eye just a little bit further over. think I need to redo that. I'm not sure I like that. So let's try it again. I think it needs to be way closer. Otherwise it looks like Dream Bic. I think it's just me, but all right, let's try that again. And I didn't use the foam. So when it comes to photopolymer, sometimes you need the foam in order to make sure that your stamp is all the way down. So and do I want to put this or make this into a flag? And I think I do. Yeah, that looks better. And then I still have room to place. What did I do with it? Here we go. And this I can easily journal with. So I can just add this to here, and I'll start at the bottom. And let me just clean off my block, because I think this will fit on here. Nope, it wants the bigger one. And I don't have any more of my other block, which would probably fit that better, but neither here nor there. Oh, thanks, Arlene. I'm really loving it too. It's funny how they just kind of come together, and I love the look of this DSP along with this kit. I just think I got lucky, I think. And I'm just going to line up the line. And hope that I get it right. Yeah, it gives me a place to journal, to talk about all of his dreams and everything he's trying to do. One of the things I'm really excited about is actually the church we started attending. They are putting together a production company, and I'm praying that it will draw my guy to church, and he'll give it a try. So, all right, just as a reminder, here's the great cards that we made with this kit. I think this one would be great as a Father's Day card, thinking of you today. So there's that. And a happy birthday. So, and just as a reminder, if you don't like the sentiment, flip them over so you can do what you want. So, all right. Well, thank you for joining me today. I loved having you. And if you're watching later on YouTube, feel free to like and subscribe, share the video with a friend, and I'll see you again on Monday. All right. Have a great weekend.